I'm Tom Hulme, I'm 19, I'm from Manchester and we're here at Lincoln University. So I'm studying politics and sociology, which is very little of a surprise to most people. I think Margaret Thatcher is a really amazing woman. I feel like even before you look at her time in office as Prime Minister or even just her base political ideology, the fact that in the 60s, 70s, 80s, a woman from a pretty working class background, like born above a corner shop in Lincolnshire, didn't have, a radio or running water till she was about 15, was able to push and shout her way through this world of men who didn't believe in her, I think is such an amazing story that it's almost unbelievable. I suppose the first time I started dressing the way I do would probably have been, maybe even before the age of 10. I kind of always knew that it was something I'd be interested in doing, and I always had an appreciation. I accepted that not everyone was going to like it, not everyone was going to accept it, and not everyone was going to tolerate it. And to be honest, I wouldn't want them to. I wouldn't want to be someone who goes to someone and say, you have to accept my way of life, you have to accept what I do, you have to tolerate every aspect of me, because I don't think that would make me a very likeable person. But I feel like that once I did it for that first time in public, I felt it instantly just felt right. It felt like, yes, this works, and this is what's going to make me happy. I suppose at that time, most people kind of already knew that I did it, but it was just kind of inside the home. So there wasn't that much of a reaction because, like I say, most people did know that it was something that I did. Family, a mixed bag. I think they kind of, they do accept that it's something I do. I think it's just something that they'd rather not see. And you know what, I respect that. I'm not going to make them, choose, it's either me or nothing. Because that would just be, completely selfish of me. But on the whole, they are very, very supportive of me, and I'm very lucky to have them. So I suppose I first became interested in the Conservative Party around the age of 11, so around a year after the coalition was formed. And I was quite intrigued by this new way of doing politics, that there didn't necessarily have to be a winner and a loser, that two parties with pretty different ideological bases could come together for the good of the country and make something good. And I actually look back very favourably on the coalition years. I think it helped my party to modernise and realise that we have to change with the electorate, and I think it actually gave us a really good standing for the 2015 general election. Would I like to be an MP? I think I would. I'd see it more than anything as a great, great honour to serve. I hold this country in such a high regard, and if I was to be able to give something back to it, it would be an absolute privilege. I suppose my opinion of Theresa May has mellowed, especially since the election. I think I felt like a lot of our other activists did after the general election. We were very bitter, to be quite honest. And when you put that much effort in and it doesn't come off, it's incredibly, it's very distressing, and you're looking for someone to blame. So yeah, in the initial days after the election, I was one of the people who was saying, let's get rid of Theresa, she doesn't deserve the office. But I think the fact that she has held on to that office and has said, I acknowledge the mistakes I have made and I am going to get this right, I think is a huge credit to her, and I do believe that she can get a good deal for this country.